Alrighty. Welcome everyone to Catalyst. We're in the top left hand corner of the map. Our yellow Zerg. Give it up for Riffraff. And in the bottom right hand corner of the map, from Cutie Club, give it up for our red Zerg. No, what? Not red. God damn it, Steelmold. Green Zerg. It is Gimlouis. Sorry. I don't know, some connection in my brain got short circuited, and for some reason that came out as red. I don't ask. Nice spray here. Sweet essence. Right. So we see both Zergs going for a hatchery first. Neither of them wants to be too cheeky. Not just yet. So yeah, I don't think I've seen either of them. Well, I've probably seen some of them. No, I don't think I've casted Gimlouis in Riffraff. Did I? Don't remember. Casted them versus... Oh, I casted them versus Clariel. But Clariel is a very cheesy Zerg, so it's not very... It's very difficult to reach conclusions about ZVZ between this. So I think this is the first standard ZVZ we're going to see in this group. So yeah, let's see how that develops. So far, both of them going very quietly towards a micro game. Alright, we see Gimlouis getting a speed instead of a couple of wings. So that might be starting to see some deviation. No, okay, Riffraff getting the speed a little later, but gets the LinkedIn 6 and the 6 circlings, you know, getting the for the swarm force for the lings, I might say. Yeah, it's probably see some early skirmish going on, but nothing too crazy. This is not a big commitment from either of them. Gimlouis starting Baning Nest slightly earlier, so that gives you a bit of an advantage in the Link Bane War phase of ZVZ. But Riffraff sees the Baning Nest, probably get a Baning Nest of their own right about now. Yeah, this is the amount of Brontosauruslings. The yeah, alright. Okay, so Riffraff's bendingness will be a bit late, but it should be enough to defend in case Gimlouis marches out across the map, so not too dangerous. I like the wall off by Gimlouis, switching off to roaches. I like it. I like it. Chasing Riffraff away with the threat of banelings, but not actually making any of them. Just going straight to roaches. And Riffraff... Okay, Riffraff sees this. No, wait, what? No, that wasn't... That wasn't Riff... Was that a Riffraff's Zergling? Yeah, it was. So I thought for a second maybe Gimlouis was attacking his own Zerglings for some reason, but no. Riffraff sees the Roach Warren, gets a Roach Warren of their own, starts to wall off. It seems like Riffraff is kind of one step behind Gimlouis in terms of the tech being used, because you see Riffraff getting a third hatchery. Well, Gimlouis is shaping up to start this. Yeah, it's going to be a 2-base Roach all in. Still droning a bit. I think you might want, if you're going all in, maybe you want to start getting a lot of roaches by now. It's kind of a bit weird. No, if it was an all in, there would be some roaches marching across the map already. They won't be waiting for speed. Looks like Gimlouis is going to be waiting for speed, getting the lair and root speed. Now starting up third hatchery. This is going to put Gimlouis a bit behind, because Riffraff has a third hatchery, and they are just droning up. It's going to be pretty scary going into some roach wars when you have an economy that's quite a bit behind. Not only in terms of larva, but income. Yeah, but Gimlouis is going to have the roach speed, so I don't know. Riffraff doesn't start that pretty soon. They are going to be a little behind, and roaches with speed are just way scary. Ooh, going for melee. Oh, yeah, and roach speed. Okay, so it's good. It's good. It's good for Riffraff, I think. I think Riffraff is going to be in a pretty good position here. With the stronger army at the moment, with more workers, I think it's going to be a pretty strong hold from Riffraff if Gimlouis starts to march over the map. This is a couple of Zuglings and a Baneling. That's more of a poke and harass situation. Riffraff does have some defensive Banelings. I like the scouting by Riffraff, seeing exactly what Gimlouis has, because Gimlouis has no idea what's going on Riffraff's side of the map, while Riffraff has pretty good vision on Gimlouis at this moment. So yeah, and Riffraff is just droning up, getting all the tech. Look at the difference in production tabs. This is just... Riffraff was a bit behind economically for a while there, but it just pushed ahead. And now we'll have so much more options, including Baneling speed, which is going to be nice, circumventing the roaches and going straight into the mineral lines. This mineral line isn't saturated, so this Baneling shouldn't be able to do too much. And Gimlouis is marching out across the map. Riffraff should be seeing this. Yep, there we go. There's a pretty good vision of this entire army. Getting a Ravager prepared. Where's Riffraff's forces? They're right here. And a bit of a delayed reaction time. Banelings get clear out some Zerglings, but not too much. They're not really all that good against the roaches. But the Biles are going to push Gimlouis away. Didn't keep tabs on those Banelings. Looks like they didn't get a lot of worker kills here, as expected. So yeah. But now with speed, this strategy will be a little more effective, I think. So yeah, as expected, Riffraff holds this pretty easily, trading fantastically well. Look at that. They're pretty much equal in resources lost. Yeah, and comfortably getting a fourth hatchery, knowing they'll be able to protect it pretty easily. Gimlouis also getting a fourth hatchery. Now, another point to mention: Riffraff really hasn't done any economical damage to Gimlouis, and he's been able to catch up in workers. He's now up in 62 workers to Riffraff's 65. But the amount of options that Riffraff has is just much better. The upgrades are way better. The switch to Hydralisk and Ravager here, it's going to be so powerful. Riffraff has more Ravagers as well. And when I say more, I mean, there are Ravagers. Gimlouis has none. Gimlouis is pure roaches. Now he does have more roaches, but... Oh, there we go. There are the Ravagers. Okay. Breathe easy. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, but I still like this for Riffraff much better. They're going to have so much more options going into the later game. And the Lurker Den is just about to be finished. Alright, and we see a lot of Zerglings being added to this composition, which is nice. So it's good to have a whole bunch of Banelings in your big Zerg army. Just one of the most effective units in the game. Those little rascals. I see the lurkers coming up. Do we have? Yeah, it's Hydra, Roach, Ravager, Lurker, Lingbane. This is pretty much every tech that the Zerg has except air tech. This is beautiful. This is just the ultimate Zerg dream team here. Now Gimlouis does have a similar composition, but the upgrades are much in favor of riffraff plus 2 weapons plus range. Just finished. Gimlouis is also about to get plus 2 range, and does have a slight army advantage in terms of numbers, but I like the positioning for riffraff. This hatchery is going to go down, and Gimlouis is going to be on the back foot. Oh, and marching right on top of these lurkers. It does have vision, but it's yeah, there's just too much for riffraff. Gimlouis loses too much of his army. There we go. GG's gold. Riffraff will take the first game in the series. Very nicely done. Riffraff just had a commanding presence in that game. I think Gimlouis was a little crisper in terms of the execution of the build, but Riffraff just had a much more decisive engagements there. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. This is our old replay, so we gotta relog every single time. Like, let's get into game number 2 of this series, which is going to be on Acid Plant. Yep. Yes. Back in the days when the map pool was only Acid Plant and Catalyst and some other map. Maybe Lost and Found, maybe Dreamcatcher, but that's about it. No other maps. We didn't see any other maps. They did not exist in the old map pool. Alrighty. Alright. So we are on Acid Plant. In the bottom right hand corner of the map. Find our yellow Zerg. Give it up for Riffraff. Currently up 1 in this best of 3 series. And in the top left hand corner of the map, from Cutie Club, it is our green Zerg. Give it up for Gimlouis. Who is going hatchery first? Alrighty. And Riffraff, what are you cooking here? Pool first. Oh boy. So we might see some aggressive yellow Zerg here versus a defensive green Zerg. We shall see. Now this doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be an aggressive push. Maybe just a safety pool here. You know, you're up against an opponent in the best of 3 who's behind. It's wise to expect some cheese from the player who's behind, just to, you know, it's a good strategy to get yourself back in the match. So let's see if Riffraff is going to put their Zerglings where their pool is. Yeah, no, so far nothing too shenaniganous. Don't see yeah, 2 Zerglings there. Down for Riffraff. This is not the crazy amount of Zerglings you want when you go too aggressive. Gimlouis though, he's getting 6, 8 Zerg. Ooh, it's an 8-0 thing. You will see a stupid amount. Yes, it's a stupid amount. Get a stupid amount of Zerglings marching out across the map. Speed is going to be pretty early as well. But if Riffraff doesn't catch a whiff of this, Gimlouis is just going to devour them in true Zergling fashion. Okay, Riffraff does have this Overlord to scout here. Yeah, did they see the Zerglings? I don't think Riffraff saw the amount of Zerglings. Gimli was hiding them outside of the vision range of the Overlord. And Riffraff will not be prepared for this. This is going to be a very easy defense here. Yep, and Riffraff sees the amount of Zerglings and immediately goes back. They're about to see the Speedling coming in, and ooh, 14 more Zerglings being made by Gimlouis. Yeah, this is going to be a Link Flood. Riffraff is getting a Baning Nest. Maybe a Spine would be better more in order, because the Baning Nest is not going to be up in time. Definitely not to have Zerglings in time. Trying to wall off here, but the opening is way too big. Yeah, the Baning Nest is going to go down before it even finishes. That's not even a cancel. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, the Spine was a bit late. I'm trying to fend this frack, but that's a lot of speed Zerglings. Okay, speed finishes for Riffraff, but it's just not enough Zerglings. We have 26 Zerglings for 3. That's, yeah, the Queens are being surrounded. They're done. Yeah, the second Baning Nest is going to go down as well. The second Spine. Yeah, GG is gold. And Gimlouis evening out the score to a sideways 1-1. Very nicely done. Very nice little cheese. You gotta hide your Zerglings there. If that Overlord scouted it earlier, I think that would not have worked. Riffraff would have had so much more advanced knowledge of this and be that bit more prepared. Would have had a Baning Nest in time. So yeah, you gotta execute it right. Alrighty. Let's get into the third game in the series, which is going to be on Lost and Found. Let's see if we see another cheesy opening here. I'm guessing now that they are even on score, you might not. See if someone risks this, because they were pretty in the first game. They were pretty equal to each other, despite the slight differences in their builds. They had a pretty equitable army in the last engagement. Riffraff with a few advantages that kind of gave them the upper hand, and again with a much better positioning and engagement. All right, let's get into the ace match of this series on Lost and Found. In the bottom left-hand corner of the map, currently sideways 1-1 in this best of 3 series. Trying to finalize this victory. Give it up for a yellow Zerg, it is Riffraff. And in the top right-hand corner of the map, bringing it back from 1-0 deficit to a sideways 1-1 is our green Zerg from Kyoto Club. Give it up for Gimlouis. Who's going hatchery first this time. Riffraff again going for a pool first. So this is no, actually that is the opposite. Was it? No. Yeah, no. Previous game Riffraff went for a pool first as well. But it turns out that Gimli was the cheesy one. Let's see if they're going for the same thing. Maybe they're going for the same cheesy build again. I don't know. This could be the same link. But this time I think Riffraff will be a little more cautious of that and a little more prepared. Yeah, Riffraff getting 6 Zerglings. That's the most you can get and still be considered a defensive. Alright, some of them are going to go out across the map just to see what's going on. Maybe delay a late hatchery, a third hatchery, see what they can get. Gimlouis responding with the 4 Zerglings. He does see these Zerglings coming with the Overlord over here, Spotter Lord. So this shouldn't be doing too much damage. There's 1 Queen on the way. Both of them starting up on Baneling Nests. Gimlouis is starting up a Spine Crawler just in case this is a more aggressive stance. But yeah, he sees very little coming out across the map, only a couple of Zerglings here and there. They feel safe going down the ramp to try and clear these Zerglings, and that's already some good kills here, because it prevents Riffraff from snowballing the situation and having an increasing number of Zerglings. It looks like Riffraff is going to lean on the aggression here, getting 8 more Zerglings. Does get some drones, so it's not completely all in here. Yeah, I'm going to give up in some economical advancement, but actually that's good. This could be just defensive. Expecting some kind of retaliation from Gimlouis, getting Banelings, both of them going to be prepared for some Link Bane Wars. Gimlouis getting the... oh, the Zergling speed for Gimlouis is way faster. Way earlier, not faster. It's not like... if they get speed, they both get speed. It's the same speed for both of them. If the game is balanced in that way. But earlier is the word I meant to use. Alright, couple of Zerglings. Oh, that's a bit of a shame wasting a Baneling on these 2 Zerglings. It's exactly what Riffraff wanted to happen. Yeah, Gimlouis is pretending to be out of Banelings. Alright, so far Baneling's not really doing all that much, but Gimlouis is out of defenses here. Oh, careful! Oh, there's some good connection. A lot of Zerglings disappeared there for Gimlouis. Okay, 1 Baneling getting wasted on... I think the Queen was shooting the unbuildable bricks. I don't think the Queen was even shooting the Banelings. It happens. Ah, I hate those things. Unbuildable bricks. It's so many micro mistakes happening because of these damn things. But yeah, it looks like Gimlouis is holding up pretty nicely so far, but Riffraff is getting ahead in drones. Still has a very scary force here. Oh, the Banelings! Oh, they will get wasted on this small amount of Zerglings. And Riffraff still has a lot of forces here. More Banelings coming in as well. It's gonna be rough and dangerous. Maybe even riffraff and dangerous. Alright, Zerglings do get to the mineral line, but Gimlouis just has enough to hold. The thing I'm worried about is Riffraff keeps getting more and more drones. Keeps advancing economically, and Gimlouis is kind of lagging behind in that respect. They're both equal on those upgrades, they both have speed. Riffraff is getting another gas. So it looks like they're trying to transition out of this. Yeah, just more drones. Okay, so they're both kind of getting out of the Link Bane phase here. Riffraff, I think, is a bit of a commanding lead here. With a lot more workers, with a double Evo chamber. The Vote Warren is already finished. Let's see, Gimlouis doesn't have a Vote Warren yet. Not even starting on it. So, yeah, Riffraff is going to be in a really good position. Might want to start getting the 3rd hatchery though. I'm guessing Riffraff is scared to take the 3rd hatchery because Gimlouis with all those Lings and Banes could have a really good presence on the map. Right, now we get the 3rd hatchery. The Devils are well enough alone. Eventually they'll get their 3rd hatchery. Gimlouis is responding with a Spire. I like the transition, the idea in terms of composition. The economy I don't think Gimlouis would have to actually make use of that. It's going to be really strong because there's not a lot of anti-air for riffraff. But here's the thing, when you have a lot of roaches, you know, Mutalisks, they're not really good against that. Eventually they will kill all the roaches in an imaginary situation where you have roaches fighting Mutalisks, but by the time they kill the roaches kill everything else. And it's a lot easier to get a whole lot of roaches than it is to get a whole lot of Mutalisks. Especially when you are going to have 3 bases for the Roach Builder and 2 bases for the Mutalisker. It's gonna be rough. But Gimlouis is getting Baneling speed, which is going to be nice. It's not going to be too helpful against the roaches, though. So we gotta see how this develops. Gimlouis did see the 3rd hatchery here, but has no idea about the tech transition. That's a bit of an oversight. Because he's got vision on the potential bases for riffraff, but not on the actual tech. That queen went a long way to kill that overload. And it's not killing this, certainly. So yeah, this is a scary thing. I think Gimlouis would have been served just running this circling in just to see what's going on here. Because he's about to be just jumped on with a whole bunch of roaches and he has no idea. No idea. Where are the Mutalisks? Where are my Mutalisks at? It's a bit dangerous sending your Mutalisks to rally with your army because they might expose themselves a little too early. So now Gimlouis is keeping them back, which is the wise choice. There's a very small window of opportunity between you and you expose your Mutalisks and your enemy just gets spores everywhere and you really can't do economical damage. Let's look at this. Riffraff has such great vision out on the map with these overloads. It's just so good. And yeah, there we go. Sees the Mutalisks. Gimlouis is trying to sneak up on Riffraff, but Riffraff knows. Do we see the spores? Did Riffraff actually see that? No, it doesn't look like that. Oh, Riffraff is getting spine crawlers. There is very little anti-air on Riffraff's side. You have 3 queens, and that's it. No spores, no nothing. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is going to be dangerous for Riffraff. And now all of these are clumped together, and there's a cloud of Mutalisks, a problem of Mutalisks, in fact, up in the sky. And they are just sniping these spores as they are being made. He wants to get the queen, that's it, there's no anti-air. Riffraff is pushing ahead. These roaches are useless against the Mutalisks. You gotta push forward and try and hope to do some damage out. And I think this will actually work well. Oh, that's a great bending connection, but it's connecting with roaches, and roaches don't die easily to banelings. Gimlouis doesn't have a lot to defend here. I mean, the Mutalisks, again, there's not much that can shoot at them, but they take so long to kill roaches. You need so many of them. Gimlouis loses the natural hatchery. Riffraff with a ninja base, preparing for a full-on base trade. I think Riffraff just has it. The Mutalisks will not be enough. And go, Gimlouis is now on 1 base. And with the switch to Hydralisks that Riffraff is cooking, this Mutalisk will not be as effective. Oh, he's got Burrow. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, get the Mutalisks flying. We're back. We're back, baby. You don't get to remake this hatchery. No. Wow, this is great maneuver by Riffraff here. Yeah, I like the Mutalisk transition, but Gimlouis just did not scout the Roach switch here. This is dangerous. And even though Gimlouis had, like, everything was going for him in terms of the Mutalisk switch, they were scouted very late, and riffraff actually did not see them. They had a clear 3 bases with no anti-air. But still, they could not really kill the roaches. But here's the thing, like, riffraff is not actually building any more roaches. This is kind of scary. You have only 3 hydralisks. I think... I don't know what's going on. Riffraff is actually losing... Well, it didn't lose the... It didn't lose this hatchery. The ninja one. Like the Boro here. Alright. The hatchery is about to go down almost. No. Well, the roaches can move around. Let's see if Gimlouis sees the shadow moving here. Striking from the shadows. Alright, Gimlouis is getting an overseer, which is gonna be nice. And he's holding pretty well so far, but I think riffraff will be able to get some workers here, and Gimlouis will just not help the economy. Even with the problem of Mutalisk, which is pretty big. That's 19 Mutalisks. That's a lot. But they're unupgraded against +1 carapace roaches. It's gonna be too much. Okay, finally gets the hatchery here, but riffraff already has another 4th. Thing is, riffraff hasn't really been making that much army, and hasn't been concentrating on anti-air too much. It's got some hydralisks, some more coming in. Yeah, that's a big problem with Mutalisks. I mean, Gimlouis can still take this game, surprisingly enough, despite all the advantages this riffraff had. I think the late response to the Mutalisks is what's going to get them. And now riffraff is supply blocked. All these overlords being killed. I think the problem with Mutalisks actually did it. I think Gimlouis might just have it. No, I don't want to lose this. Oh boy, this is still tough to call. I mean, riffraff still has the advantage. All these bases are still mining. Gimlouis, nah, this amount of hydralisks, it's impossible. It's impossible, but it does give Gimlouis some time to rebuild an economy. But they have this natural hatchery is low on health. The problem of Mutalisks is dwindling by the minute. It's now down to 8. I'm going to deny this expansion. But look at this army marching across the map. This is just going to clean out Gimlouis. He does not have the ground army to resist this. I think this is just going to be the finishing touch here. Gimlouis just doesn't have enough, despite riffraff being supply blocked. They're still way ahead in supply. There we go. The Mutalisk problem is solved. GG is called, and riffraff takes the series 2-1. That was a very interesting ZVZ here. Very nicely done.